Welcome back, everyone.
Hi, everyone. How's everyone doing? How everyone feeling? Welcome back to another episode of Uncomfortable Growth Podcast. And before we start, I always have to mention, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification at the top of the page when you're on YouTube. Mm-hmm. If you are listening to any of our episodes on any podcast streaming sites, please do review. Give us a 5-star if you're on Apple Podcast. If not a 5-star, don't fucking rate it. Don't rate us. Anyways, we're back.
I hope you guys enjoy this weather because, global warming.
It's here. I had a full ass conversation with my Uber driver this morning about global warming.
Was it good?
It was actually very enlightening. I'm scared as fuck. Why we bring children to this world is crazy. Like, we're doomed.
Well, because most people that already exist, some don't believe it, that it exists, it's a thing, and some just don't give a damn. And most of it's due to corporate greed, because a lot of these corporations that are polluting the planet actually make so much money by not doing it the right way. Mm-hmm. So, like, dumping hazardous materials that shouldn't be in the water, especially water that we could be drinking, they don't care. Certain materials that should not be in the things that we're using. Yeah, we recycle, but how much do we know actually gets recycled? Are they really recycling it? We don't even know if they go and dump it somewhere.
China no longer takes out trash, so we have nowhere to dump our trash. But
oh, really? I never knew.
Yeah, they used to take our trash.
Yeah, so global warming is a thing, guys. It should not be damn near 80 degrees in November. I get it. Living in New England, we don't like the cold, but we're going to have to suck it up. Like, I'm not saying it should be below 20 degrees in November, but we should be getting, like, low 50s, 40s at this point. Yeah. But we're getting 70 degrees. I mean, I'm going to enjoy it, but still, it's like...
very concerning.
It's very concerning because it's like we're about to enter the middle of November and we're hearing 74, 75. Like, whatever.
Yeah.
But yes.
But we're not here to talk about that. Not today anyways.
Nope.
We are here to build us a fantasy partner. Because we all know a perfect partner
does not exist.
It doesn't exist, but if it's the perfect partner for you, then yes, it does exist. Because what she looks for in a partner, I'm probably more than likely not going to find or look for in a partner. So to her, it's a perfect partner, but for me, it's like, I would tweak this and that. Either way, we are here to build a partner. The original title for this was Build a Man, but I wanted to engage with even the men to see what they desire in their partner. Their picture perfect, made for them, tailored fit partner. So, just like you go to Build-A-Bear and build you a bear, we're going to build a man. And we're going to try not to keep it vain. I don't want to keep it vain and be like, he got to look like this, he got to have this, he got to have some shit. But I'm not even going to concentrate on the looks aspect of it. Because those fade.
Definitely.
But anyways. We did some polling the other day, and we're going to share some of those results.
And we really love when you guys participate in the polling.
So please do.
I just hate when I see we get 40 views and then 5 people answer the question. I'm like, don't look at our questions if you're not going to answer them, because we want to know what you think.
And to be fair, we only share on IG. We share the polling on IG, so if you aren't following us, please follow us on Instagram
at Uncomfortable Growth Podcast.
Yeah.
So the polling questions are posted on our IG story. So after 24 hours, it gets deleted. The only thing that gets saved is your responses, so we can share out. But we're not telling people's names. We're only sharing the percentages in your comments. So don't worry about, oh my God, it's gonna get out that I shared that. Only you would know what you shared with us. We're not sharing your name unless you say.
Half the time I forget after.
Because once we share it, we delete it anyway, so it doesn't matter. So the first question we asked were, married for love or married for money? So 85% of you clicked married for love, and 15% said married for money.
Okay, so we put different things for that. I experienced, what am I saying right now? Okay, So I was with someone who had like a 6-figure salary. And it was the most treacherous, most fucking terrible relationship that I've ever had. And he was definitely money driven, which was fine. Because we had goals. And so I had non-negotiables. Like there's one day out of the week that we do not, regardless of the circumstances, work. Right? So there was a few times where those non-negotiables were disregarded and he went to work. And he was just like, well, I'm just trying to make money so we can buy this house and we can do this and we can do that. But it's just like, damn, if my one day non-negotiable can be disregarded in that way, what else? What else? Like, what is going to be sacred to our relationship? And some people who are money driven, I get it. In order to be a millionaire, in order to be rich, you gotta fucking bust your ass. And I appreciate those people that have that drive, but life isn't all about money. Granted, we live in capitalism, and great, you know, it is what it is. But those moments where we can share memories and make memories, you can never you can't buy that. You can't go back in time to make those. Because once you're gone or once I'm gone, all you have left is money. And that's just always going to come and go. So that's why I say marry for love. Even though my ass is broke.
I purposely picked marry for money on the thing because it had 0%. So I intentionally chose that. I know some of you guys will be like, bitch, you know you want to marry for money. But no, for real. Y'all see how I've been in the relationship I've been in. Like, I love a loving relationship. Now, I'm not saying for y'all to go below your level, whatever that level may be, and marry someone broke and then y'all stuck and stuff. Because love don't pay the bills. It definitely does not. And especially if children are involved, love doesn't cover that. But it's good to have love, understanding, communication, all that great stuff. But if both y'all broke, I mean, there's only so far you can go with love.
If you're broke, you shouldn't even be entertaining a relationship.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I said, I think we brought it up in one of our episodes, like, if you do not have the funds to afford to dating anyone, male or female, you should not be entertaining anyone, because you can't get mad at someone who says they want to go to this specific place, or the way they take care of themselves. They're not gonna lower their level to stoop to your level because you can't afford that person. So if you can't afford to date people or entertain people, whatever, you shouldn't be dating at all. But anyways, so yes, I chose money on purpose, but in my heart, I want that person to love me. And I get it in other cultures, the ones where they have arranged marriages.
They grow to love.
They grow to eventually love their partner because the families want them to be comfortable in a sense, I guess, and marry status. Like, I don't want my daughter or I don't want my son to marry someone who...
It's a form of, like, building generational wealth.
True.
When you have two...
We may look at it as, oh my God, why would they do that? But culturally, some cultures still do that. Like, I want to have grandchildren and great-grandchildren that live comfortably. Not because one parent is super broke and the other parent had to cover the whole family expenses, that now they no longer have money because all the expenses or whatever the case may be. So some families want to keep it like going. Like we want the money to stay within the family.
Right.
So
all right, so that's one polling question.
The next one. What one quality does your partner need to make the perfect companion? And I'm gonna read some of y'all responses. Sense of humor, empathy, the ability to read my motherfucking mind, loyalty, social butterfly, lover of Christ, amen, and funny.
Yeah. So for me, I think being funny and having fun is the most important to me because life literally drains the fuck out of you. And so if you can still have laughter and, you know, enjoy each other's presence, even after life has done, like, drain the fuck out of you, you'll be able to survive any fucking problems that come your way. You know what I mean? I think you might be thinking different, but for me, like, I need to have fun. I'm not like a girl. I'm like not an outdoorsy girl. You're not gonna like, let's go biking and none of that shit. But like, cracking on each other and just like having a ball is very important to me. and having a sense of humor. Because if you can't, like, I'm rough. And I hold no bars. Sometimes I'm a little sensitive, and I can be like, oh, why did you say that about me? But for me, I don't
Isn't
know.
that the typical Virgo thing? We throw all that shit, and then the moment our men respond back, like, oh, you're like,
ready to fight. Like,
hurt
throw
my
your
feelings.
hands. Pick your hands up. But yeah, so funny for me.
No, I put sense of humor. At this big age, I still watch Family Guy, American Dad. I watch those type of shows. The Office, like, if you never watched The Office or you thought Office wasn't funny,
I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people that, like, I kept falling asleep every time I started watching it. But now, like, just the dry sense of humor is, like, hilarious as fuck to me.
yeah. I just love the fact when they say certain things or someone does something crazy, they just look at this imaginary camera. Because even at work, the things that happen, me and my coworkers just look at each other like, what the fuck is happening? Like, we just look at each other like at this imaginary camera that does not exist. And it always reminds me of The Office. Like, yo, now I see what they were doing on this show. I love someone with a good sense of humor because I love to laugh. And some of y'all who are my friends know I'll send y'all memes all day because them shits be having me in motherfucking tears. And I want y'all to laugh too. And some of y'all be sending me some funny ones. So I'm like, why you send me this while I'm at work? Because people probably looking at me like, does she even work?
Does she work?
Does she work? I get work done. I do get work done surprisingly.
The way she be sending me fucking memes on Instagram, I'm like, this girl's not at work. Like, there's no way she's at work.
I'm at work. I make it happen. Do what it do.
There's me, like, we'll respond to 5 emails and be like, that deserves a social media break.
Yep, literally. But no, like, a sense of humor, like, you have to be able to laugh because it's like, you don't want someone serious all the time. But you know what just popped in my head? Is this meme when, like, in the beginning, oh my God, you're so funny. 3 months later, everything's a fucking joke to you. So it's like, no, I'm actually not. But, someone commented and put a social butterfly. Me, I don't mind. Like my significant other.
No, I cannot.
My significant other, I wouldn't say he's a social butterfly, but he talks a lot when he's around his people.
Yes, he does.
And I'd be like, bro, I'm ready to go. And I'll give him the look. I'm like, babe, just 5 more minutes. I'm looking at him like, you sent me that video of the girl sitting at the bar and her man was like dancing, interacting, and she's just like, that'd be me. Like, I'd be like...
Honestly, I find that to be, like, the best balance in relationships.
Yeah.
Best balance.
So. He's a total polar opposite of me, which I like, because he's the one, like, oh, babe, da, da, da. He has all this burst of energy, and I'd be like, take me home.
Now.
I want to go home. My social battery just died.
Right, like, I'm ready.
His is still going, and I'm like, no, I'm ready to go the fuck home.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a big social butterfly like that. Like, I'll talk to people here and there, and I'll have my fun, like, yeah, okay, that's enough for today. Like, let me go back into my cocoon.
Right.
A lover of Christ. I like that. Amen. Everyone has their preferences.
I was about to say.
Everyone has their preferences. Like, I'm not super religious, but I like us to be on the same balance of beliefs to a certain extent. Me and Wilson, neither one of us are perfect when it comes to religion. I mean, if our parents was to truly see what we do, they'd be like, you guys are heathens. They will probably dump holy water on us.
Y'all bathe in that shit.
Because their standard of, like, prayer and religion and all that other stuff, we're not on that level. But we have our own relationship with God. So it's like, my level of relationship, you may not agree with it, but I'm at my level and God understands me. So I'm going to go with what I'm doing right now.
Right. I want to add to, like, I'm not, like, an atheist by any means. I do believe there's a higher power, whether that is God, Allah, Buddha, whatever. I know there's a higher power bigger than us than we can even imagine. And I know all of the shit that we have now, it did not just come out of nowhere. Like, it didn't just... It wasn't fucking Houdini that put it here.
No, well,
but
don't tell the scientists that. They said Big Bang. That's how we got here.
But it's the religion part for me that's really tricky, and that I just can't, like, grasp my mind. Like, religion to me is so contradicting. It's just so contradicting, and I've studied a lot of religions, like, because I was seeking, like, clarity.
It's humans that make it the way it is, because all actuality, at one time I had my students do an assignment years ago, but this is prior to COVID, and they broke up into groups and they all had to do a poster about a religion. Not me telling them what religion to choose. Oh, this is what you should follow. No, it was just a project because legally we can't tell someone what religion to follow. And I had them hang up all their posters, and I'm like, okay, take a look at all these posters. What is one thing they have in common?
Common denominator.
Literally, to love and respect another human being, like to tolerate all humans. And a lot of us are not tolerating humans. I get it. Some people, you're like, yo, I really just can't. And I think it depends on the circumstances, but the way y'all mistreat people, I'm like, especially Christians, I'm like, y'all not acting very Jesus-like for those who believe in it.
They're probably far worse than anybody. Because
The
they do exactly what the Bible tells them not to do. Judge. Condemn.
Like, how you condemning me? Like, when I'm not perfect, I get it. And I know some people do horrendous things. You're like, yo, you really need to go to hell for that. Like, you really, you murdered someone? Oh, no. And we get it, the way someone gets killed or how someone mistreats children. You're like, yeah, you need to burn in hell. First class ticket. I'm sending you there myself.
Thanks.
Type of thing. But the littlest things that people do, oh, no, that's not what the Bible says, so you're going to hell. We don't know that. I don't know what's in that person's heart. Who am I to judge? Yeah. And I feel like if humans left religion the way it is, I get it. Everyone interprets the Bible, the Quran, everything differently. I get that. How you interpret it, you shouldn't force it on people. That's my only issue. Because it's like, I found out a few years ago, there's literally a part of the Bible where it says the things that we should not be eating. We should not be eating crabs, shrimp, pork. There's something how an animal dies, you shouldn't be eating it if it was tortured and stuff. But unfortunately, the way we live in a city, we don't know how an animal was killed before we get it in the supermarket unless you actually go to a butcher, right? So there's certain circumstances. There's a lot of things. And here I am like, oh, I'm going to seafood boil. And what am I eating? Shrimp and snow crab. So who am I to judge the next person for eating pork? Yeah. And I'm eating shit I'm not supposed to be eating. I'm doing things I shouldn't be doing anyways if I was to literally follow the Bible the way it's supposed to go. Yeah. So it's like y'all pick and choose what sin that should be condemned, and y'all can't be doing that. Yeah. Like no sin weighs higher than the other. Sin is sin at the end of the day. For those who are Christian, because that's what I grew up on, so I can't really speak on other religions as much. But it's like a sin is a sin at the end of the day. Like, oh, you aborted a baby? Oh, no, that sins way more because you killed someone, so me eating shrimp is shitting way less. Like, no, like, it doesn't work that way. So I feel like humans make it worse because throughout history, people have killed groups of people in the name of religion because people wouldn't convert. Jesus never said to kill to convert. If you want someone to convert, you speak of his ways, and if the person decides to change, they'll do it. If they don't, you can still be that person's friend and still love them. But you don't have to, why do I gotta kill a group of people because they didn't want to be Christian? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me. So it's like, a lot of Christians be acting like they're perfect when they're not. I'm like, historically, we see how Christians treated people, and it's not the best. So it's like, y'all shouldn't be using religion as a way to oppress people and condemn people, like you said. But I feel like if you're using it in a positive way, like I said, you have your own relationship. Like you believe you're not atheist, you believe there's a higher power. People should respect that. And if the person that you're dating doesn't follow suit, they don't believe in that, then that's fine. But don't condemn you like, oh, then you gotta be atheist. You don't believe in God. You just believe in something higher. How dare you? Like, what?
Listen. That's another story for another day. Anyway, next polling question. Let's see. There was so many other. After we get to the polling questions, I have like Go ahead.
Have you dated outside of your norm? 73% of you said yes, and 27% of you said no. Have you? No, I have not.
I went on a date with somebody out of my norm, and I'm gonna describe to you this person. So anybody who knows me, can you tell the people out here that's watching this? Describe the physical part, like the physical aspect of a guy that I would date. Do it.
He has to be taller than you. I know that for sure.
What's tall? Like 6 feet and over? You gotta be super descriptive.
I feel like for you, it has to be 6 feet. Okay. I don't recall your height.
She makes me seem like I'm fucking a giant.
Jessica is tall. I'm 5'3".
Okay, but that's not like mad tall.
And then you add heels. It's tall for average women height is typically 5'5".
5'7". No, an average woman's height is 5'7", 5'8". The same way the average weight for
average
a woman is almost
tall women, not average height, like women that
it's
are not
5'7".
5'5", 5'6".
Oh my god. Anyways, carry on.
But,
I'm technically 5'7" and a half, and I've definitely measured myself.
So she's 5'8". But the thing is, if you put heels on,
we're not doing this.
No, we're not. We are. If she put heels on, she's almost 6 feet. If she wants to put heels, but she doesn't really put heels. So
yes, I do.
If you were to date a guy who's 5'7",
which
or
I have,
5'6", and then you throw on heels,
which I have,
I don't think you would like it. I mean, you dated outside of your norm, but I mean, since then you haven't dealt with men that short.
Okay, I'm gonna describe to you my date of my outside of the norm. And you're going to right now tell them as descriptive as possible the physical attributes that I would typically date.
If I can remember, I don't know.
Oh my god, girl!
Aren't they typically husky, not fat?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely tall, but I don't know what you define as tall.
Anyways, get tall, husky. I like them big. I'm a big girl. I need a big boy.
She likes the man that can pick her up.
Yep.
Literally.
And I'm too something.
And bring her through the threshold of the door and lay her on the bed.
No, okay, we're not doing all that. Okay.
A beard?
It's not a. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
I believe he can be bald. Mm-hmm. And I don't know about the preference of if you're into dark-skinned men or not.
The skin variation changes. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You just have to. The main three things that I need are height, weight. Not like 400 plus. I'm talking like 250, 260.
Someone solid.
Solid, because they have to be like 6 feet tall and up. And the taller you are, the more I'm gonna give grace on the weight. And then beard doesn't necessarily need to happen, but it's definitely a plus. But my biggest turn on would be a sharp ass, like very defined jawline. Like a strong jawline for me is like my weakness. And you have to have big hands, like big veiny hands. Those three things are just like, you got me. And then then you have to hold me with your personality, because that will fade. I know it will fade. But personality is definitely a necessity. Like, it's a non-negotiable for me. Like, you got a shitty personality, you're mean to people, you're a bully, you're gross, you're just a nasty person, you'll never keep me. But physically, to catch my eye, it's over 6 feet tall, 2 something, depending on the height, depends on the weight. Veiny, big hands.
Niggas are gonna start lining up.
It was all a lie. Guys, it was all a lie. She lied.
Veiny, big hands, and a strong jawline. That
like,
jawline.
When you say jawline, it's like,
you know, like that.
It's chiseled or something?
Yeah, like it's just
the jaw
strong.
got a muscle for it?
Yeah, like when they close their mouth, you can just see the muscle movement, like right there. I'm telling you, I'm gonna post a picture of a strong jawline.
Post a clip
right here. Okay, and so with that being said, because I'm gonna let you go explain your desired physical attributes, and then because you've never been on a date with nobody out of your norm, but
nope.
So out of my norm, at my previous job, I was very young. I think I was like 23, 24. I don't even know how old I was. It was young. Mm-hmm. There was this white boy. Anyways, there was this white boy who was enamored with me, and I was having no luck with the relationship side. Like, I was dating trash, and he was balding. He was like, it was that like
the halo.
And he had a really big nose, but he was so nice to me. He was funny as shit. And everyone's like, oh my god, he's so obsessed with you. You should just go on a date with him. He's just dying to go on a date with you. And then I said yes to the date, finally, after like 6 months. And he gives me a bouquet of flowers the day of the date. He sends flowers to my house. Anyways, And then we go on this date. I'm dressed up cute. We end up going to like this like dive bar. It was... Anyways, he had a Jeep, like the open top Jeep. Very much given hillbilly. And then he... we went on this date. Conversation was kind of lacking, just based off cultural differences. Like, I talk very harsh. I'm talking very rough. I don't think he's used to that from a girl. I'm very much like aggressively touchy. Like I'm doing what you've seen me do this shit to Becky
all the time.
100. Right. I'm very heavy-handed, so that come off very like shocking.
He's probably like, that's abuse.
Hence why I needed a husky man. I'm very rough. And so the date finally ended, and he's ready to take me home, and I was like, this will literally tell me if I should continue talking to this man, because music is like a love language for me. And so I was like, what do you have in your like stereo or whatever? Like, he had a CD playing. He's like, I'm kind of embarrassed. And I'm like, what you have in your fucking car playing is indicative of who you are as a person. You're not about to play shit that you don't like. So I was like, no, I just want to listen. This motherfucker was playing the Beach Boys. And I was like, this is not going to happen. No. I probably know one song that was commercialized, but that's about it. So yeah, it was not successful. I felt like I had to be performative. I had to be a person that he can be comfortable with. And that's uncomfortable as shit. Like, to make you feel comfortable dating me, because you're attracted to me physically, but you're not really going to be attracted to me and my personality. So I just had to end it. And I was like, hey, we just come from two different worlds. It's not going to work. And he understood. I think he understood from that date, like, okay, this isn't going to work. But yeah. Anyway, so what is your ideal physical man? Because,
I mean, my idea of what a man should look like obviously has changed over the years. When I was younger, I had this mindset of, he has to have a six-pack, tall. I wasn't fully into the beard thing yet when I was in my 20s. I mean, I did date a guy that had a beard, but most of them didn't have the full beard yet. They had mustaches, but I wasn't like, he has to have a beard. I never was big of a height person, but I refused to date guys shorter than me. They were either, I think I only dated one that was kind of exactly my height, but most of them have been on average 5'8" and tall and up. I would know, it wasn't that I chose those specific men, I just naturally am attracted to men who are darker.
Yeah. I
think I dated only one dude that was light skinned. All the men I've dated have either a shade darker than me or completely black. They're dark. I love my chocolate men. But now I prefer guys who are like on the husky side. I want to be able to hold something. I want to feel a teddy bear.
Yes, I'm about to say there's nothing better than getting that like hug, and it just feels like you're being folded into it. Like you're like, it's like a weighted blanket. Like I don't know how.
Touch me, I fold like a chair.
I cannot. I don't know. I mean, granted, physically, it's great to look at abs. It's great to look at muscular men.
But sometimes that shit fade eventually as you age. Like, you start to lose muscle mass. Or, God forbid, something might happen to you that you can no longer be as physical as you would want to. And you lose the muscles or what, stop dealing with the person because of that. So, like, I mean, even my boyfriend right now, definitely taller than me. Not by much, but, like, I think it's 5'8", 5'9". Definitely on the husky side. Works out. Will pick me up. He feels like a teddy bear to me when he hugs me or when I hug him. He thinks I'm weird. Like when we laugh, I be hitting him, so I have someone to hit, not abuse, but I'll hit him. Like, oh my god, babe, that's so fucking. Like,
we're heavy-handed as fuck over here.
And we're not doing it on purpose. It's just like the shit's bad. Like, damn, you hit so hard. But no, it's like, but he has a sense of humor. I feel comfortable around him. We have conversations about music, like when we like sit in a car and we like sometimes we'll put on the oldie station on the satellite radio, and then I'm like, yo, an artist from the 90s definitely sampled this, and we'll talk about samples. Like, no one I ever dated ever talked about sampling of music, where it came from, blah, blah, blah.
Just the history of music.
Just the history of music, like, we can talk about it. He'll tell me about certain things, and it's like, oh, I never knew that. It's good to know. And I'll tell him about the stuff with what I'm well versed in or whatever. And some to the point where sometimes I follow this page where they'll play, like, a song that we currently listen to, and who sampled it before that, and then if it was already sampled prior to that, and I'll send it to him, he'll be like, oh, I never knew that, mind blown. So we'll, like, share stuff that we're into. So it's like you said, the music thing, like, I'll listen to Afro beats. We both are Haitian. Sometimes we'll listen to Haitian music when we're in the mood, but we mostly listen to hip-hop together. Like, there's some of his rap choices, hip-hop choices, I'm like, I'm not in the mood to listen to that right now. But
you can appreciate it.
But I still can appreciate it. I'll be in my mind like, oh, you can play whatever, babe. Like, I don't care what he plays, because it's like, it's whatever. I know he's going to choose good music for us to ride out to when we're stepping out or whatever. So the music choice is important. Like you said, I totally agree with you. You do not want to be with someone where there's nothing wrong with making certain changes, but when you have to change your whole personality, your whole character for someone, and then you start to lose yourself.
Yeah.
Like, no one, you should not be changing your identity for someone. You should still be yourself. Of course, you're going to evolve, and you hope to evolve for the better, not for the worse, of course, but you should not be dating someone or being with someone where you feel like you have to put a mask on to be the other person, and then when you're with your friends and family, you take that mask off to be with them. Like, no, you should be able to be that same person with your friends, with your significant other, or whoever you're dealing with. So I totally agree with you on that, because it's like, I don't listen to that.
I think we have one more polling question.
Yes. So the last question was, for those of you who said, yes, you dated outside of your norm, was it successful? 25% of you said yes. 75% said no. So what I told Jessica is, like, when I was looking at the polling questions, that comes to show to stay in your lane when you're dating. Now look at that. It wasn't successful. Well, I'm just playing with y'all. I don't know why it wasn't successful. It could be for whatever reason. So I don't know. What about you?
I don't even know what the question was, because I was distracted.
Oh, because you know how the original question was,
was it
did outside of your
successful? Well, yeah, I responded and said no, as you can see. It was not successful. I'm willing to... am I willing to? No, I'm not. I'm lying. I was to say, am I willing to do that now, saying that, like, my dating life is not...
I'll date all types of black men. I've always stated that I always been into dating and loving black men. I don't care where they're from. Yeah. They don't have to be from America. They could be from England for all I know. I don't care. Or Brazil. Yeah. As long as they're black. Because I don't have the time.
Like Brazilians and, you know, Afro-Latinas and stuff be denying their blackness. So.
Oh, no, I know. Well, no, I'm not going to deal with someone who's going to deny their blackness and their mind has been whitewashed, because the history teacher in me, they'll hate me eventually, because we're not doing that, and we're not bringing children into the world where you're going to whitewash their mindset. Right. We're not doing that. But what I was going to say is, like, I do not have the time to be explaining to someone the difference between a green banana
oh my god
and fucking plantains. I'm not doing it. We're not doing it. You should already know what it is. Like, I'm cutting this shit up, we're about to fry this shit, and we're going to enjoy it. You want it sweet or you want it crunchy? What do you want? Like, I'm not about to explain to you.
The sweet ones are like brown as fuck.
Yeah, you let them get really, really yellow for them to be sweet. Green, it's crunchy. Really, really it's brown. Really what you're in the mood for. I like both, so it doesn't matter. Yeah. But I don't got time to explain why I go to bed with my bonnet on with a satin wrap. Leave me alone.
Listen, you know what's something that I realized dating specific men that I've dated. Even some girls that I've dated, is if you don't come from a large family, it's very hard to wrap your head around my family dynamic. Because I've seen it with my siblings, significant others, past and present. It is so hard. And I used to fight a lot about, like, I'm going to this. Like, you don't have to go. You're not obligated to go. But you're not going to tell me, like, oh, I want to spend this time with you. Like, you already know it's the same birthday from last year. I'm going to this fucking party. That's just how we show up for each other. So you're not about to tell me, like, because you don't want to go, that I shouldn't go either. Like, you out of your fucking mind?
It's crazy. I mean, Wilson was the one that came to me and said, I like when your family gets together. Because he's the only child. You know, and he's like, I like you guys come together when you guys have functions, whether it's a cookout or someone's birthday, y'all come together. He's like, I like that. I like the way you guys come together. But he's a social
butterfly, though.
He is, so it doesn't matter to him. Me, I'm like, oh.
Like, he has a massive group of male friends, so that's like his brother. So I think he still has an understanding of like a large family dynamic. They might not have blood, but they definitely family.
Because there are times when he's like, babe, just meet me there. I'm like, I don't. Granted, I know his friends. I'm like, I'll wait till you're ready. We'll go together. He's like, what is your problem? He's like, my friends know you. You could go. And I'm like, I know, but I want you there.
Fucking terrible. Like, when are you going to get comfortable?
I don't know.
You've literally met all of their wives or girlfriends.
Yeah.
You have, I'm assuming, relationships with them.
Not all of them. Some of them, to the extent where when we see each other, it's like, oh my God, how you been? We acknowledge. I don't have no personal issues with none of them.
Yeah, but okay. I mean, I get it. Trust me, I get it. But
Virgos, we have to warm up to people.
Yeah, but this has been a while, bitch. Y'all been together for a while. So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen.
For all his friends that are watching and their wives and their girlfriends or fiancés, I ain't got nothing against y'all. I'm just socially awkward
as fuck.
Like, when I get comfortable, you'll know.
You'll know, because then you're going to want her to not be comfortable.
Yeah. I talk too much. I do too much when I get comfortable. So, enjoy my social awkwardness at the moment.
Right.
So,
exactly. Sometimes I'm like, girl, shut the fuck up. God dang.
But, we know, like you said earlier, there's no perfect person, but that person may be perfect for you.
Yeah,
it's something that you wanted. He's tailor made for me. Like, I know I'm not perfect, and I know my significant other isn't perfect, but he's tailored for me in a sense. Like, oh my God, this is what I always wanted. Like, I feel like I could really be myself. I can act the fool, do weird shit. I mean, he'll look at me like, what's wrong with you? But we're still laughing. We're still cracking jokes. Like, we can crack jokes with each other. Watch documentaries together to the point where I'll be like, yo, you watch that without me? Like, we're supposed to do this thing together.
There's such thing.
You know? But
what's something that you thought you needed in a partner that you was like, that's so like insignificant in comparison to the other things that I absolutely do need in a partner? I can share mine.
Go ahead.
I thought someone damn, I was gonna say. Alright, I thought being in a relationship was everything was 50-50. Like, I can contribute just as much as you can contribute. But I take that back. No. I'm not fucking ain't shit 50-50 over here. It's 100-100, but when it comes to finances, I'm going to expect that my significant other, I'm very old fashioned in that way where like, yeah, you're gonna contribute more, especially if you make more than me. Which almost always, not always, but like it's more likely that your male counterpart will make more money than you. It's not like indefinite. Like, there's women making crazy money now, but for the most part, you will find that your partner makes more money than you. So, motherfucker, cough up the dough. I'm sorry.
I'd never had subscribed to that.
I know you haven't, because you have not lived with someone.
No, I haven't, but I already knew, like, they know it in fucking hell. So that's why, like, the men that I did deal with, when they were, like, when I felt like I was putting in more into the relationship, even if it's not finances, I used to get irritated because it's like, why do I have to keep, like, I'll ask you to do something. You say you'll get to it. And then here's the thing. When a woman says, when you get the chance, can you do this? We technically mean now.
Now.
We're just being polite.
Yeah.
Because we're not trying to be rude, but we mean
well,
now.
no, the thing is, we waited to see if you were going to do it. And we realized we need to give you a little nudge. So there's already been some time where we've given you grace.
Are you doing it? Are you going to do it?
Right. Like, was like, you know what? I personally hate being reminded to do something that I had every intention of doing. So I always give the benefit of the doubt. Like, he sees it just like I see it. So he'll get to it, and then he doesn't get to it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you the grace that maybe you just need a little push, a little shove, a little reminder. And once I give that reminder, that's when to do it, because I've already given you 40 minutes of grace. Or
not 40 minutes.
or something. You know what I mean? Like, no, do it now, please.
Yeah.
Or don't piss me off, because then if I do it, the likelihood of anything happening before bed is not happening.
Right. I was in those relationships where I asked someone, my significant other at the time, to do something. Oh, I'm gonna get to it. they don't ever do it, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. Times where using up my freaking car and not putting gas in it, or it's like you're using my shit but you're not. That's why I tell ladies, get your own car. Stop letting these niggas use your car. Get there. Make sure they have their own mode of transportation. Sorry, not sorry. That shit's a fucking headache. I mean, now I don't gotta worry about it. Like, times that Wilson had to use it for whatever reason, I didn't even have to say shit. I come home, come back to the car clean, like vacuumed and stuff, and I didn't really ask for it to be clean. Wipe down, clean, vacuum, tank on full. And mind you, the tank wasn't empty. It was like maybe a half or something. He fills it up, washes my car for me. Like things that I probably would have asked him to do, but I don't have to. And stuff. Things he'll go out his way. Sometimes he'll remind me like, babe, you have a boyfriend. I'm not a trophy. I can actually help you with these things. Stop trying to overdo it. You think, like he'll remind me like, you don't see me here? And I'm like, I'm so just used to doing things like that on my own. It's not like I'm saying like he's useless. It's just that I'm more of, oh, I gotta get it done. Let me just do it now. Not even thinking like, hey babe, can you help me? So he's constantly reminding me like, yo, I can help you with this. So it's like seeing that I don't have to beg someone to do something. Sometimes I'll ask him, he'll be like, you don't want to have to ask. You could have just told me. I'm like, well, I don't. You're a man. You're a grown ass man. I don't gotta tell you what to do.
Yeah.
Like we're adults. I feel like out of respect, I should ask you. Because what if you're busy with something? And I feel like that's what I love about a relationship. It's like I don't necessarily have to ask for certain things.
Right.
I only ask out of the respect for his time because he may be busy with other stuff. I'm not assuming he's sitting around waiting for me to ask him to do things. So I think that's what I like.
What's something that you didn't know you needed that you now was like, okay, this is something I absolutely need in a partner?
What's the word? It's in my brain. Let me describe it to you. Being able to have a partner that when I come to them with certain things, they help me find the solution.
Yeah.
Like, when I was dating, I was young. And the people I was dealing with, they weren't giving me solutions. They were actually adding fucking problems. So to find someone that I can come to them and tell them about my insecurities, tell them about my feelings about certain things, or the stress I'm dealing with at work or my businesses, them being able to help me with certain solution, not telling me what to do, but like comforting me in that aspect. Like, well, you know, babe, maybe you should let's try this, or whatever, something to encourage me with a follow-up the next day, like, okay, how was your day? What did you do differently today to help, like, alleviate the stress that you was dealing with yesterday type of thing. Like, I like that.
I think, and this is me giving grace to the shitty people in your past, but I know for me, sometimes when I come to you with a problem, it's not so much for you to give me a solution, but to just listen so I can decompress, because I'm about to fucking blow. It's just a form of release. Just keep it out there. Because when people start giving me advice on shit, I'm like, shut the fuck up. That's not why I'm here. And I don't need you to give me advice, because I know me and I know enough to know that I'm going to go with what I want to do, regardless of your advice. You don't want me to take your advice and that shit go wrong, because I'm going to fucking blame you for the day I die. So, and I know this about me, so I don't typically take advice from people. Unless it's like something that's in their field, like this is what they're known to do.
Or if you literally said, like, I need advice about this, what?
But even then, I don't think I say that out loud. I've said it once recently to my sister. I don't think I even said that. No, I did. I said I'm extremely drained about having to explain my life choices to older adults who can't conceptualize these choices. And I'm very aggressive with it, and I know it's not okay, and I'm trying to give these old people grace, because they've been so ingrained, like, this is how life is supposed to look, and you're not following that path. And instead of saying, like, okay, I understand why you want this for yourself, and although I don't understand it, I'm going to, allow you to do your thing because it is your life. They just keep pushing, like, no, I think you should do it. I think you should do it. And you should, no, you're going to regret it later. And I'm like, I'm not, because I've been saying this for fucking literally 20 years. So that was the one time I actually told asked for advice. I'm like, hey, what other forms of communication can I provide these old people without coming off angry? Because as Virgos, you push me once, I give you a warning, you push me twice, there is no third time. I'm fucking talking about your mother, your father, your grandparents, your children, you, dead people. I'm going for the jugular. So don't fucking tell me to do something. And I gave you the grace to say, okay, leave it alone. This is what you want right now. Because I have no filter. Because in my head, the first time you say something, you kind of, I took a step back. The second time you said something, I literally flew back to the wall and I have nowhere else to go. And so now I have to fucking defend myself. Because now my back is against the wall. And I need to escape. So. Yeah. I just need... I don't know. That's not my... I was rebutting to what you said.
No, that's fine. Everyone's different. I mean, there are times I'll say, hey, babe, what do you think about this? Because this is what I'm about to do. What do you think? And I'll see what he says, and I'll see if what I was already thinking of doing, if it's something that I can add to what he just said, and maybe I can mix him a little bit or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's really your decision.
Yeah,
so there's solution he'll offer me. I'm like, well, I was gonna do this. I don't know about that. I don't know about all that, but but it's also good to see someone else's perspective to a certain extent. Like he's not telling me to go do it. He's just adding some information that might be insightful. If I take it, I take it. If I don't, I don't. But he's never been the one to tell me, oh, you should do this type of thing. But us Virgos, we're the ones that tell people, well, you got to do it this way because it's the only way.
This is the only right way, and
it's usually true. So I don't know why I'll be fighting us. Stop pushing back.
I learned my lesson. I only give advice when asked.
No. With the advice thing, yeah, that's different. Like when asked, if someone said, "What would I do in this situation?" I'm like, "Well, listen clearly. This is what I would do, but I'm not in your shoes right now, so I can't tell you to do it. Because how I would react to something is gonna be different from how you're reacting. Because we're both different people and we're seeing things from different perspectives. So, but yeah, we know." We have in our mind what we want our partner to look like and stuff. But again, remember,
also just be open-minded.
Yes, be open-minded because the person that you probably was opposed to dating might be the person you just need in your life. That can. Now, I'm not saying, oh, go date someone that in your heart and so that you are not physically attracted to them, because physical attraction still plays a role in it. Now, if that person has an amazing personality added to those looks, oh my God, of course. But I'm not saying for you to be like, oh my God, I'm not attracted to this person. Yeah, he's kind of funny, or yeah, she's kind of cute, but I'm not really feeling. Don't torture yourself to being with someone that I honestly don't see yourself with. Don't do that, and don't waste that person's time, because not only are you wasting your time, you're definitely wasting theirs, because they could be entertaining someone that is for them. Yeah. So, but again, looks aren't everything, like we said. But we get it. It also is important with how you move and continue with dating that person or whatever, because looks fade eventually.
So I love how she just cut off the fact that I didn't answer the question.
What?
The question of what's something that you thought.
I thought you did. Go ahead.
I was just add a rebuttal to your shit. So what I didn't know I needed, but now I know I need in a partner, is someone who is comfortable with the idea of not living with each other, living separately. I need my space. Unless you got enough money to buy a mansion where we can be on opposite ends of the fucking house, I need my space. I need my personal space. I've tried in living together. I fucking hated it. It was such a mundane relationship and schedule. It was just no. Anyways, that's what I need at this moment. At this time in my life, it could change. Somebody could change my mind. So I'm gonna give that. But for me right now, I need someone who is okay with the idea of, even if we're together 10 plus years, we're gonna probably live separate homes.
Alrighty then.
This was fun.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Bye.
Just